From the first swept-wing fighters over Korea to the digital-age super fighters of the 1980s, these are the jet fighters that defined the Cold War. Let's begin. First generation, the jet age pioneers. F-86 Sabre, the Korean legend. This was America's first swept-wing fighter that dominated Korean skies with a stunning 10-to-1 kill ratio against MiG-15s. The distinctive nose intake and graceful lines concealed a beautifully balanced aircraft responding to pilot inputs like an extension of their body. Strengths include superior high-altitude turning performance and hydraulic flight controls, giving pilots an edge in brutal high-speed dogfights, while weaknesses are limited range and subsonic speed. MiG-15, the Soviet shock. This Soviet fighter terrified UN forces when it first appeared over Korea, outclimbing and outgunning anything the West initially fielded. Powered by a reverse-engineered British Nene engine and armed with devastating 37mm and twin 23mm cannons designed to shred B-29 bombers, over 12,000 were built. Strengths include massive production numbers and powerful armament, while weaknesses are crude controls compared to Sabre and poor high-altitude handling. Hawker Hunter, the British gentleman. This gorgeous British fighter with smooth lines and distinctive curved windscreen was beloved by RAF pilots, calling it a pilot's aircraft. The Rolls-Royce Avon engine provided impressive power, and it handled like a dream in combat from Suez to the Middle East. Strengths include excellent handling and reliability, while weaknesses are limited range and subsonic performance. F-100 Super Sabre, the first supersonic. This was America's first supersonic fighter to enter service capable of exceeding Mach 1 in level flight. Early models suffered a nasty pitch-up problem, killing several test pilots before North American Aviation redesigned the tail surfaces. Strengths include supersonic speed and tremendous weapons load for ground attack in Vietnam, while weaknesses are early stability issues and no air-to-air combat glory. MiG-17, the nimble killer. This completely redesigned aircraft featured new wing design, afterburner, and could go supersonic in dives. Vietnamese pilots used MiG-17s devastatingly against American aircraft, exploiting incredible low-speed maneuverability to outturn faster F-4 Phantoms in knife fights. Strengths include exceptional turning ability and proven combat effectiveness, while weaknesses are subsonic level flight speed and limited weapons load. F-104 Starfighter, the missile with a man. This radical Kelly-Johnson design featured incredibly thin straight wings and needle-like fuselage, achieving Mach 2 and climbing like a rocket. Germany lost hundreds in accidents, earning the grim nickname Widowmaker due to unforgiving handling from tiny wings. Strengths include phenomenal speed and climb rate, while weaknesses are dangerous low-speed handling and high accident rate. English Electric Lightning, the vertical climber. This unique British interceptor stacked two engines vertically, creating incredibly slim fuselage and phenomenal climb rate. It could intercept targets at 60,000 feet and reach Mach 2 with raw power and speed, thrilling RAF pilots. Strengths include unmatched climb performance and Mach 2 capability, while weaknesses are atrocious range, barely enough to patrol UK. MiG-19, the first Soviet supersonic. This was the Soviet Union's first true supersonic fighter, featuring twin engines, powerful cannons, and ability to sustain supersonic flight, not just in dives. China loved it so much they built their own version, the Shenyang J-6, producing thousands. Strengths include sustained supersonic capability and massive Chinese production, while weaknesses are limited fame and being quickly superseded by better designs. Second generation, the missile age. F-4 Phantom II, the ultimate workhorse. This beast was the ultimate multi-role fighter, designed initially as Navy interceptor, but becoming workhorse for both Navy and Air Force. Big, heavy, and powered by two massive engines pushing it to Mach 2.2, it served in Vietnam, Middle East, and dozens of conflicts. Strengths include brute force effectiveness and multi-role capability, while weaknesses are no internal gun initially and lack of elegance. MiG-21, the mass production king. This was the most produced supersonic fighter in history, with over 11,000 built, serving with over 50 countries. Small, simple, and fast, it became symbol of Soviet military exports, fighting in Vietnam, India, and Middle East. Strengths include massive production numbers and simplicity, while weaknesses are short range and primitive avionics. Dassault Mirage 3, the French independence. This delta-wing beauty was Europe's answer to American dominance reaching Mach 2. Israel made it famous using it devastatingly in the Six-Day War, achieving air superiority within hours. Strengths include sleek design and combat effectiveness, while weaknesses are delta-wing limitations at low speed. F-105 Thunderchief, the Thud. This was the largest single-seat fighter ever built, designed as nuclear strike aircraft, but becoming primary strike aircraft over North Vietnam. It could carry more bombs than a World War II B-17 bomber flying through walls of flak and SAM missiles. Strengths include massive bomb load and low-level speed, while weaknesses are heavy losses and vulnerability to ground fire. Su-7 Fighter, the Soviet workhorse. This swept-wing Soviet fighter-bomber emphasized ruggedness over sophistication, operating from rough airstrips and handling tremendous battle damage. Simple and reliable, it saw combat across Africa, Middle East, and South Asia. Strengths include extreme ruggedness and simple maintenance, while weaknesses are lack of sophistication and limited avionics. F-8 Crusader, the last gunfighter. This Navy carrier fighter featured unique, variable incidents, wing tilting up for landing, improving pilot visibility. Unlike Phantom, it had internal cannon, and Navy pilots achieved best kill ratio of any American fighter in Vietnam at 19-1. Strengths include excellent dogfighting capability and internal gun, while weaknesses are single-seat limiting multi-role capability. MiG-23 Flogger, the swing wing. This was Soviet Union's first production fighter with variable sweep wings meant to replace MiG-21 with longer range and better avionics. The swing wings swept back for high-speed flight and forward for takeoff and landing. Strengths include variable geometry and improved range, while weaknesses are mixed combat record, suffering heavy losses against Israeli F-15s and F-16s. A-4 Skyhawk, Heinemann's hot rod. This small, lightweight carrier attack aircraft, designed by Ed Heinemann, served over 40 years. Nimble and cheap to operate, it carried impressive weapons load despite small size, serving in Vietnam and Israeli conflicts. Strengths include simplicity and cost-effectiveness, while weaknesses are subsonic speed and limited payload compared to larger aircraft. MiG-25 Foxbat, the speed demon. This interceptor, designed to catch SR-71s and B-70 bombers, could fly at Mach 2.8 faster than almost anything. Built with vacuum tubes and heavy steel rather than transistors and titanium, it worked, achieving incredible speeds. Strengths include extreme speed and altitude capability, while weaknesses are crude construction and poor maneuverability. A-7 Corsair II, the SLUF. This subsonic attack aircraft, derived from supersonic F-8 Crusader, traded speed for payload and accuracy. It had most sophisticated navigation and bombing systems when introduced, with remarkable reliability and precision. Strengths include precision bombing capability and reliability, while weaknesses are subsonic speed and unglamorous appearance. Third generation, the digital revolution. F-14 Tomcat, the fleet defender. This swing-wing legend featured powerful AWG-9 radar, tracking 24 targets simultaneously, and long-range Phoenix missiles, making it ultimate fleet defender. Huge, complex, and expensive, it was absolutely dominant, protecting carrier battle groups from Soviet bombers. Strengths include unmatched fleet defense capability and swing-wing versatility, while weaknesses are extreme complexity and maintenance costs. Mirage F-1, the practical French. This conventional wing design offered better range and improved low-speed handling than delta-wing Mirage 3. More practical for ground attack missions, it served Iraq, Libya, and South Africa extensively. Strengths include versatility and improved handling, while weaknesses are less famed than predecessor despite being better all-around aircraft. F-15 Eagle, the undefeated. This air superiority fighter achieved unmatched combat record with over 100 kills and 0 losses in air combat. Powerful engines, advanced radar, high thrust-to-weight ratio, and excellent maneuverability dominated every conflict. Strengths include perfect combat record and technological superiority, while weaknesses are high cost and complexity. MiG-29 Fulcrum, the Soviet equalizer. This beautiful twin-tail fighter with superb maneuverability could perform famous Cobra maneuver. The infrared search and track system didn't rely on radar, making it harder to detect. Strengths include excellent dogfighting capability and infrared tracking, while weaknesses are limited range and outdated avionics compared to Western fighters. F-16 Fighting Falcon, the Viper. This lightweight fighter became global phenomenon adopted by over 25 countries. Revolutionary fly-by-wire system allowed radical maneuvers, while side-mounted joystick and reclined seat helped pilots handle high G-forces. Strengths include affordability and versatility, while weaknesses are single-engine vulnerability. Su-27 Flanker, the Soviet masterpiece. This massive, beautiful fighter designed to match F-15 featured incredible aerobatic capability and impressive range twice that of MiG-29. Distinctive twin tails and smooth fuselage blending created exceptional maneuverability. Strengths include long range and grace combined with power, while weaknesses are complex maintenance requirements. Tornado IDS, the European penetrator. This variable sweep-wing strike aircraft designed by Britain, Germany, and Italy featured terrain-following radar allowing flight at 200 feet in darkness. Optimized for low-level penetration of Soviet air defenses, it flew most dangerous Gulf War missions. Strengths include specialized low-level capability and terrain-following radar, while weaknesses are limited versatility as dedicated bomber. F-A-18 Hornet, the ultimate multi-role. This ultimate multi-role fighter could fly combat air patrol in morning and switch to ground attack in afternoon, replacing both F-4 and A-7 in Navy service. Digital fly-by-wire controls and remarkable dependability made it standard carrier fighter. Strengths include true multi-role capability and reliability, while weaknesses are limited range compared to F-14. Saab 35 Draken, the Double Delta. This unique Swedish fighter featured innovative double delta wing design, achieving Mach 2 performance. Designed for Swedish doctrine of highway operations from dispersed bases, it served effectively for decades. Strengths include unique design and highway capability, while weaknesses are limited export success. Saab 37 Viggen, the Swedish Thunderbolt. This Canard Delta fighter was one of most advanced aircraft of 70s, featuring powerful radar and ability to operate from 500-meter highway strips. Swedish innovation created truly capable multi-role platform. Strengths include advanced avionics and short-field capability, while weaknesses are Swedish-only operation limiting combat data. MiG-31 Foxhound, the Interceptor Supreme. This two-seat interceptor evolved from MiG-25, featured powerful radar and long-range missiles designed to destroy cruise missiles and bombers. Capable of Mach 2.8 and still serving today, it remains formidable. Strengths include extreme speed and long-range interception, while weaknesses are specialized role and heavy weight. Panavia Tornado ADV, the air defense variant. This air defense version of Tornado featured extended fuselage for additional fuel and Sky Flash missiles for fleet air defense. Designed to protect UK airspace, it served effectively despite criticism. Strengths include long endurance and beyond visual range missiles, while weaknesses are poor maneuverability compared to dedicated fighters. Conclusion: from swept-wing pioneers over Korea to sophisticated digital fighters of the 1980s, these aircraft stood ready defending their nations in a war that thankfully never came. Their legacy influences fighter design to this very day.